Space Arena. For many years now, our beloved game has had a pretty stable weapon meta. Slight buffs may bring to light a new quote-unquote overpowered weapon every once in a while, but things usually fall back into line after people have time to adapt. Even when new weapons are introduced, like say the capital cannon or melee fusion turret, there are generally built-in defenses put in to ensure that the weapon remains balanced. But if you have been playing the game for the past month, you are probably familiar with the hellspawn that the HeroCraft devs have unleashed upon our mortal realm.
Willed into existence by the pure insanity of the Space Arena overlords and cast upon the battlefield to cause anarchy and disorder. Designed with the sole purpose to be the most annoying module in the game. Veterans shudder at its name, and newcomers, well, let's just say, you will be collecting what remains of their ship in a bottle, summoning a beam of pure energy from the deepest pits of hell with one purpose. Sending your ship straight to the gates of Valhalla. This laser of pure sin is an unprecedented superweapon
that I'll be going over today. Let's get this video started. Now, the first argument I hear from Doomsday laser sympathizers is this. The DDL does what, 4,000 damage in 20 seconds? But I can just slap on a few Hyperion chain guns or capital cannons on my support ships and they will do way more damage than that in a shorter amount of time. Now, I don't think that any amount of weapons that you can fit in that 4x9 area that the DDL takes up can do that amount of damage in that short of a time period, but I could be wrong. So let's just suspend disbelief for a second and assume that there is a weapon out there that can meet that requirement. Say for example, capital cannons. You can fit 2 in the DDL's spot, but it's countered by plasma armor, literally any reactive or ballistic armor. Repair base can undo the damage, and shields, they can just outright stop the bullet. Same with junk launchers. So let's say Hyperion chain guns instead. You can slap 4 on the DDL spot, and nope. Countered by literally every armor in the game, shields, not effectively, repair base can counter damage, and the armor value of the armor pieces on the ship can greatly reduce the damage. So how about something else, let's say mines. Oh boy, okay. Let's rattle off these. So literally every point defense turret variant, shields, armors, though splash damage makes armor less effective to missiles, repair base can counter damage, and warp engines can make you basically untouchable to mines if you place them right. So mines, they don't really seem to work for this argument. So how about lasers? Let's say fusion array. Fusion array, the fusion array is pretty overpowered. So let's just say it can be countered by armor pretty decently and repair base can somewhat counter it. Now everything I just listed has one thing in common. It has built-in counters to make the weapon or the category, missiles, lasers, ballistics, balanced. But when the DDL was released, the glossy shiny armor bar was supposed to be its counter, a way to balance the weapon. And oh how naive we were. This little strip of overglorified tinfoil gets vaporized by the DDL like butter. So the quote-unquote Doomsday laser counter does nothing to stop it. Then it leaves the weapon to just run wild in the matchmaker. Unless you have an entire ship dedicated to stopping the Doomsday laser, like spamming junk launchers and armor, you're as good as dead. And since everyone is using the Doomsday laser on support ships, you can't really do much to stop them because your main ship is focused on the other main ship, so the support ships, they can kind of do their own thing. So it becomes a game of, can you kill the main ship as quickly as possible before your ship gets vaporized, which really isn't in the spirit of the game. Now, the main point here I'm trying to make is there is no passive counter to the Doomsday laser. I don't know if passive counter is the right term, but generally, repair base and armor, they help counter everything in the game. But the Doomsday laser, it isn't countered by these. You're not going to be repairing anything when your ship got split in half by 4 Doomsday laser beams. At least with other modules, building skills come into play, like how strategic you place your weapons and armor, but none of this matters when a beam straight from hell itself vaporizes half of your ship, nullifying any skill that you had, which isn't the point of the game. The point of Space Arena as a whole is to upgrade weapons and build the best ship that you can. Any bozo can slap a Doomsday laser on a support ship and take down top players who have the most refined builds in the entire space. And when this happens, skill-based building goes out the window, It's either build to counter Doomsday Laser or use Doomsday Laser. This creates a toxic environment that's slowly consuming the entire matchmaker. Now, my last problem with this weapon is its upgrades. It scales up so fast with upgrades, it's insane. It does like every upgrade, every damage upgrade, it goes up by 20 damage every upgrade. You can get fire rate down very low, and weapon range it's like +1 every upgrade. This thing, it's just designed to be used by top players to dump millions of credits into it and create an even wider gap from the top leaderboard players and the rest of the community.